Conor will beat him this time. I know I thought this the first time. The fight was a hell of a lot closer than what the scores got read out. Listen, it's a great fight.
Now that Conor Benn has got that activity which has plagued him for a long time, we believe he'll be stronger, sharper and better in the rematch and looking to overturn the result. So in our mind, nothing else but a Chris Eubank Jr. rematch and Conor Benn.
I want the revenge, man. I want my revenge. I think inactivity played a big part. It's quite hard because obviously the past 2.5 years, what had gone on.
Isn't pulling any punches. He's convinced that the rematch between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn will go down as one of the asterisk biggest clashes in British boxing history, asterisk. But this time, the ending will be violently different. Jones boldly declares, if both men were naturally the same size, Eubank wouldn't stand a chance. He respects the legacy of the Eubank name, but insists.
The rematch is going to be enormous, but I just think if they were the same size, it's a mismatch in my opinion. But like, look, the two men gave the fight fans one of the best fights ever, and I've got a lot of respect for Eubank and the Eubank name, but listen, I stand on it. I think Conor will beat him this time.
Asterisk, Conor Benn is about to rewrite the script in brutal fashion. Asterisk, the scorecards from their first encounter? Jones calls them misleading, claiming Benn was far closer to victory than most realize. Now, with more experience, more hunger, and far more to prove, he warns. Greater than Eubank Jr.
The reason why Chris Eubank wouldn't won the fight, you know, it's obviously a significant purse for him. The first fight was a thriller. One of the best fights I think Britain's seen in a long time.
He's walking straight into a storm, and he won't walk out. The same, meanwhile. Asterisk, Eddie Hearn isn't just promoting a rematch, he's lighting a fuse. Asterisk, he swears Conor Benn has transformed. No longer the boy chasing shadows, Benn is now a focused, unbreakable machine, out for revenge. In redemption, the humiliation from the first fight, it's burned into him. It's coming for blood.
Eubank Jr. comes through that. Eubank Jr. Canelo. Here we go.
That's what we want. We get through Conor Benn, and then we want Canelo.
Brilliant.
But on the other side, Eubank's camp is far from silent. Elliot Omo, Eubank Jr.'s manager, fires back with savage intent. He mocks Hearn's claims, calling them desperate noise, and promises this won't be Benn's comeback. This will be his destruction. AMO says Eubank isn't training for a boxing match. It's preparing for a public execution. According to AMO, Eubank versus Benn 2 is nearly signed, and this time greater than it won't go the distance. He claims Benn barely...
Explain it. I think from Eubank Jr. it could have been a bit of a cunning and crafty move on his behalf, because if he knew he was struggling to make the weight, and he knew there was going to be a rematch, and he'd have to go through all this again, and he can't pull out of it because he signed the contract.
Survived the first fight. Now he's up against an evolved version of Eubank. Stronger, meaner, more precise. Amo mocks Benn's confidence as delusional. Warning, there'll be no escape when Eubank crushes him again. After that, the next target is set, Canelo Alvarez. Omo says the hunt for greatness begins the moment Benn is left in the dust. Then there's Adam Booth, who tore into both sides on Tekespo Arte TV. Booth questioned Eubank's entire fight strategy, accusing him of playing mind games with the weight.
Because his legs weren't working.
Yeah.
He was throwing a lot of shots, but nothing had any real power or snap because he didn't have it in him. And so he couldn't force his size advantage on Benn. And Benn
manipulating public perception and ducking real accountability after signing the contract to Booth. Eubank's cries about the weight were nothing but smoke and mirrors. But here's the twist. Booth also didn't spare Conor Benn. He ripped into Benn's performance, dismissing the weight excuse as pure fiction. According to Booth, Benn wasn't defeated by size. He was mentally shattered and technically exposed. Greater than, he gassed out early. He couldn't handle pressure. He looked lost.
It's definitely Eubank, because if I don't do Eubank next, that ship sailed. So it has to be Eubank next. If it's not Eubank, then that's that challenge.
Meanwhile, Eubank, he was in control, calm, calculated, ruthless. Booth praised his sharp shot selection, Eubank's ring IQ and his ability to break Ben down piece by piece. Boxing analyst Spencer Oliver backed that assessment, calling the first bout a one-sided masterclass. To him. It wasn't power that won it.
I don't think of Chris as a fight with Conor. It ends up a good fight, but I think Conor's got even more of a chance next time around because, like I said, I think Chris was 1 or 2 fights away from being done. Thought his balance was gone a little bit watching the fight, but like I say, he won, but he ended up winning the fight. And so I kind of sound like I'm contradicting myself, if that makes sense. But
it was discipline, precision, experience, he claims. Ben was simply outclassed on the big stage, and now Adam Smith, another respected voice in boxing, delivers the final word. Greater than this rematch isn't just a grudge match. Greater than this is a time bomb, a powder keg of pride, fury, and unfinished business. Smith praises Eubank's dominant return, saying it rattled the division, shut down every critic in sight. But he's also concerned for Conor Benn. Smith warns that Ben's pursuit of revenge has become an obsession, a fire that's burning too hot, too fast.
But he'd be a better fighter. You know, we've got a lot to go back. Well, not a lot to go back, just to be able to take his time. First time at 160.
Dragging him into emotional chaos. Greater than this won't be a technical showcase. It will be a storm of violence, clash of egos. 2 men on edge with everything on the line. And in the middle of all this, Liam Smith joins the fray. Though he admits Eubank won their fight, he says the cracks were there, sloppy footwork, slower reflexes, and Ben. He believes Ben can exploit them this time. The stakes are sky high. Pride, legacy, redemption. One wrong move, and it all comes crashing down. Eubank versus Ben 2 isn't just a boxing match. It's a record.
Happy. Well, I already knew what he could do, so it wasn't impressed, wasn't about it. But I knew what he could do, and I'm happy he done it. He was listening, and he did exactly what I thought he'd do, and I'm happy about it.
Narration continues. The clock may be ticking on Chris Eubank Jr.'s reign, and some believe his time at the top is nearly over. Liam Smith, doesn't mince words, sees the cracks forming. He claims Eubank is showing signs of wear, reflexes fading, footwork slowing, and hunger dwindling. And in contrast, Smith sees a reinvigorated Conor Benn, sharper, more dangerous than ever. To Smith, this isn't just a rematch, it's a reckoning. Greater than, and a fully conditioned, focused Ben could expose everything Eubank's trying to hide. But it's not.
Still a baby in the sport, still got learning to do, and I think fighting Eubank Jr., who would mostly be entering the ring bigger than it would last time, can't see it.
Not just analysts sounding the alarm. Nigel Benn has erupted. Watching his son get picked apart in the ring left him seething. He called the result a disgrace, farce that should never have stood. To Nigel, that fight was a trap, a perfectly timed ambush, using weight, manipulation, and ring rust to exploit a vulnerable Conor. And now, he wants vengeance. Nigel promises a new version of Conor is coming, a savage, relentless version fueled by rage and revenge. Greater than the first fight was a setup.
All that fight really showed us last night that a good big un beats a good little un. They're good, they're not great. So Eubank wins the fight. Where he goes from here in terms of world level, I don't know, because I don't want to pour cold water on the fight. Because, like I say,
I want the revenge, man. I want my revenge. I think inactivity played a big part. It's quite hard because obviously the past 2.5 years, what had gone on.
He says, this time there will be no excuses, only violence. He warns, this isn't about belts or hype anymore, it's personal, and for Chris Eubank Jr., it might be the final reckoning, but not everyone agrees. Jonathan Banks, known for his sharp technical mind and world-class credentials, sees the rematch very differently, according to Banks. The first fight wasn't close, not even remotely. Greater than Eubank didn't just win, he performed surgery. He praises Eubank's composure under fire, his precise timing, and his ability to control every moment. While fans were screaming for war,